Hey everyone, I'm romance author Lori Thorne, and welcome to my blog, Good Time Writing, where I just keep you in touch with some of the things that are going on. And man, I've got some things to share this week. So, as you know, some context. I have been previously writing 2 books at once. I really wanted to try this because I know that this is something that's really nice for other authors. I've heard people talk about it, how it helps them stay productive during different times of your publication cycle. And it just sounded like a good idea. So I have been doing that for most of this year now. And I've just transitioned to starting work on a 3rd book that I'm really excited about, HOA of Horror. And it is intoxicating, okay? First of all, I can't stop thinking about this book. I can't stop writing in this book. And I know I have said, and it was my goal to keep writing in all 3 and just kind of trudge along, but I just don't think I'm gonna be able to do it because I can't stop thinking about it. And I wanted to really nail down the differences for me. So this might not apply to everyone, but I think that this type of productivity and like things just occurring to me on the fly, I wanted to know the difference because I want to recreate this in the future when I'm working on the next book. I want this because it's working so well. And so here are the differences that I will stick to for the future. First, and again, this works for everyone differently and I've done it different ways, but to get to this feeling that I'm at today, I would plot all the way through. Now, I've always described myself as a plantser. I do a little bit of plotting in the beginning of my books, and then things change. So I don't put a whole lot of time into the plot. I'm a huge fan of bullet pointing chapters for the plot because things will change. However, in some of my other books, I would only plot about halfway through 10 chapters or 12 chapters, and then I would leave it blank. And I think that was a mistake. With HOA of Horror, I plotted all the way through, and now I understand the story so much better. And I want to say that, again, different strokes for different folks. This is what works best for me, for sure. But I was thinking about it today, and the way that I plot, go look at the bullet point chapters, because it is basically pantsing your way through a plot. So even if you identify yourself as a fly by the seat of your pants pantser, you could try it out. You could definitely try it out. Second of all, writing 1 book at a time. And I've been thinking about this for a while now. I've even talked about it on here, how I don't know if it's really working. There's pros and cons to doing 2, and that's true. But the way that focusing on one story frees up my mind, I have been having so many just spontaneous ideas as I'm just going around living life, and they are great, okay? And I'm so happy to be having them because it's making the future easier. I'm gonna tell you some of these things. For example, I got one of the lines that I'm sure that I'll use for the blurb. Traditionally, a very hard thing for authors to do is to write the blurb, and I'm already starting on it in my head, not even intentionally. The dedication. I don't know if I'll end with this dedication, but it occurred to me and it's a good one. So I've written it down. I've even jotted down some content warning ideas for this book as I've been going, and ways to talk about it on social media, and ways to talk about the series, to describe it. And these are all things in the past that I've had to put. I either was too junior an author to be considering those things during the writing, or I was focused on doing multiple things at once and it didn't just spontaneously occur. But this just random ideas striking like lightning. Oh my gosh, it feels so good. And I have some things that we can vote on today, but I just want to share one of the blurb things. Potentially in this blurb, Mabel wasn't looking for love, but then she wasn't initially looking for vengeance either. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so back to favorite lines. I hope that was helpful to anyone. It will be helpful to future laureate at least. These are all from HOA of Horror because I've been writing in it a bunch. I've easily done over 4,000 words this week, and that was with taking a day off. So, Mabel thought he looked exactly like someone hawking solar panel installs. 2. Frankie blinked at Mabel and then blinked some more in case she missed the flutter of lashes behind her glasses. They scanned the kitchen. Frankie dared to open the refrigerator, then slammed it back shut. There's been a murder after all. It's in there. And number 4, he looked perplexed, as if he wasn't sure how to interpret her apology, which was precisely what Mabel wanted. Anyway, tell me your favorite line in the comments, and thanks for tuning in to Good Time Writing. If you got any benefit from this or had a good time, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.